Hey everyone, welcome along. Great to have you in today. We are set for a good morning, I hope, or good evening for those. I can see we've got the UK represented as well as Canada so far, possibly one or two others. So it's great to have you in. Thank you very much for coming along. We are heading to Newlands, so without any messing around, I don't have anything significant to mutter about. So we will head over there. Now, hopefully that is all working good. Right. So here we are back on Newlands, middle of the day, January. A couple of things to get done today. So the fields that side are all in pretty good shape because we got a lot of that sorted out last time. So everything is growing down there. We can't plant for a couple more months. And we finished prepping the sugar beet because we got the slurry spread on it. So in terms of field work, our attention shifts to the cornfield, which we managed to lime, and now we just need to run the plough across it. But most important thing for the day, if we have a look at our productions, well, not most important, the next thing for the day, we'll see that our vegetable and flower greenhouses are actually out of seeds, so we need to make some more seeds. So I was just in the process of setting up to do that, and we've got our auger set up here. We've got plenty of barley, 60 odd thousand litres of barley. We can potentially sell some of that at some point. I probably should turn the menu on so we know what we're doing. Let's refill that. And you're not going to refill you with seed. We can find the seed. There's the barley. I don't want barley. Why are you not giving me an option for seed? Okay, what's going on? What's going on? Does this trailer not take seed? That could be the reason. I have not moved seed in this trailer before. Where are we? We're on... this guy, I think. No, it takes seed. What is going on? Maybe the auger's not quite in the right spot. Let's pull the trailer back out of the way. And drive the auger just forward a whisker. We fill you with barley. Right. Now maybe we might. Are you running? Ah, there we go. We're getting seed now. Not quite in the area that I wanted it, but that'll do fine. Just takes a second to get it sorted out. Whoops. And started in the correct sequence. G'day, Scooter. Welcome along. Great to have you in. So we have some seed coming in there gradually. So we'll let that one fill up and then we'll restart it in the back. We need plenty over at the the garden centre. So it'll just take a minute. When we're done with the seed, we do need to send the milk along to sell. Where can we sell milk today? Let's look it up before we... It's probably only the dairy. I think the restaurant is full. It says the the bakery. I think the bakery is full. And so unless we buy it, it'll never use the milk that's already in the bakery. So I think we'll be going to the dairy. Where are we here? Milk, milk, milk. Yeah, we'll be going to the dairy. We can try the bakery. They're right next door. Okay, so that would appear to have filled. No, it didn't. Put some barley in there. Not the fastest process in the world, but it gets the job done. It saves us having to go over and buy seed all the time, which is good. We manufacture plenty for ourselves. It's got to be getting close to full. There we go. Fill the trailer. From memory, it makes about 5,000 litres at a time, so we'll just wait till it stops again. The other activity that we need to do today is deal with the pigs. So that the pigs are going to breed at the end when we roll over the day. So their health down just a little bit for reasons that I don't understand. Unless they ran out of food and they're just coming back, which might be the case. Either way, as soon as they're back to full health, they are going to reproduce. So 21 and 23 are the ones that are problems. So 40 pigs will probably generate the best part of another 150, 160. So what I'm thinking, let's just get this started again. What I'm thinking over here, and I'll take advice, of course, but if we have a look here, spinnery, there we go. So beside the pig pen here, I've done a little bit of landscaping just to adjust the road slightly so that it's possible to take one of these fenceless pig pens, which holds 98 pigs, and we should be able to drop that somewhere in there like so and extend the fencing down. And that way we can put 100 pigs in here, so we can split the candidates for sale from the breeders and at least limit the overstocking, hopefully, to one pen. That's the idea. Correct. I don't get manure or slurry with the extension, and so the idea here is our main pig pen is this free-range pigsty, which produces both manure and slurry. But what we saw last time is if they breed and overstock, then we end up in this health situation, and even though we want to sell some, the price that we can get for all of our stock is reduced. So the purpose of this extra 100 is just somewhere to put overflow temporarily so that we can get out of the overstock situation. At least that's the idea. So we might need to experiment. And 100 space for 100 plus extras should be enough, but the idea is, at the moment at least, we've struggled to feed 200 pigs, so we don't want to increase radically. Okay, let's just turn this on. There we go. How many more of those? I think it makes 5,000 every time I activate it. So it fills itself up with about 2,000 litres of grain, and then it makes 5. That's exactly right, Scooter. So what we were kind of doing was selling half the piglets. But the trouble was, the minute you go into that overstocking situation, not only the piglets but all your older stock are worth less because they're overstocked. So we want to try and reduce that impact. So we'll just experiment with what the right combination is, and just see how it goes. It's not going to make it any worse. That was the way I approached it. Right, so half. So we want to go another one of those. Where's the tractor? Tractor. There you go. Oh, we've got some trees that we could go and sell in the next day. We don't need any more cash immediately. And I remember now there is some food on the floor over near the pigs. They must have run out of a couple of components, so I've taken some over there. Now, what have I done with it? Where have I put the plough? I do not see it over there. Is that it all the way up the end of the field? It could be. Oh, there it is there. That's what happens when you don't put something away. So I am liking the combination of Maize Plus and this enhanced animal mod. It makes you think a lot more about managing the animals than just having them sitting in a facility. So I think that's a good thing. Probably got the reproduction rate still set a tad too high, but I'm not overly inclined. Like, we'll make it work. I'm not overly inclined to mess with it too much. So we want to create a job on this field. First waypoint. 5 headlands. Start work in the center. That'll do you. You can go and sort yourself out. We'll start what should be the last seed production set. Now, the other interesting thing this morning I noticed, which is a bit disappointing, because I thought I'd sorted it. Oh, it's not there. Let's have a look here. Oh, yes. So it is working. We just haven't seen it yet. So you'll notice that we have a train again. I won't pretend I've done a perfect job, but I have managed to repair the train. So given that was a major Giants editor exercise, I'm quite pleased with myself. And when we take the milk into town, we can have a look at the quality or not of the job that I've done repairing it. G'day, Mark. Welcome along. Great to have you in. So we're just about got enough seed, I think. While we're here, we should really fill it up. There's no downside in having too much seed at the rate the garden centre chunks through it, and the garden centre turns our seed pretty much directly into cash. So it's a good return process. Come on. It's just like waiting for the grass to grow over there, that's all. Looks like our plough is managing okay. Oh, the question you had, John, in the last stream. I wonder if we can check it here. Create job. So the answer to your question would appear to be yes, the Unimog can do silo work, which is interesting. At least it allows me to select a job, which I didn't get with the truck that I have on the Oaks. So that's potentially something we can give a whirl at some point when we've next got a clamp that needs dealing with. Okay, this should be the last load into here, I think. Yeah, that'll be plenty. So for those that didn't see the stream on the Oaks from 12 hours ago, perfectly understandable, but one of the things I was talking about is I had some discoveries about horseplay and the bunker silo. That's true, Mark. I can delayer them, but even if I take them all off, they're really tiny. And when you've got three next to each other like that, it's very difficult to see them. So I don't suppose you happen to know of a way to increase the size of the minimap or the zoom on the minimap. Never mind. Okay, we've almost got enough. Come on. So what I was saying about bunker silos is one of the learnings was if you are in a tractor with course play on and you have a temporary course set, and you, even if you're nowhere near that field, and you attempt to or your intention is to level a silo and you want to put it on bunker silo mode, you don't get the bunker silo option if your last course is still loaded. So you have to make sure you finish the delete the course from your tractor before you go to start the bunker silo job, which was just a little learning, particularly when you're unexperienced, because it's like, what on earth am I doing wrong? Inexperienced, I should say. Now let's see here. I might as well put some seeds in while we trundle up here. And I'm sure, Mark, there's some excellent practices like that I should adopt, but as I just I'm not in the habit, not being a super user. Is this going to be difficult? Let's not do it this way. It's clear it's too hard to get the trigger. So what we'll do, see, train. Now I have to pay attention, because if I park across the crossings, I'm going to have an issue. Oh, this load of seeds a little on the heavy side. Let's pop you. Why are you not in the trigger there? I don't want you on the ground. There it is. It's obvious that's what I did last time. Slow learner. Let's just get you over here out of the way for the minute. Oops. Right. No way Google can find Mr. Steele. Okay, you've lost me, John. Okay, to resize the minimap. No. Yeah, I tried that search too. I would imagine it's a Giants editor setting. So in other words, when you create the map, you probably lock in the configuration of the PDA. G'day Tanner, welcome along. And there may well be some other consequences. So, for instance, if I was to reset it so you could zoom into that level, you'd probably find that you'd lose the ability to zoom out or other. Where are we? Come on. The only trouble with having lots of fill types especially when they're not. G'day Cranky, welcome along. Just slipped in just after Tanner. Great to see you. There we go. Some seeds in there. We're just filling up the greenhouses. Watching the newly recommissioned train running in the background. So we did 2 there. Let's just get this sorted out here. If I got organised, I could do tip side right, couldn't I? Makes sense. But then I need tip side left for the next one. And that one. One more to go. Oh, you got some seed in there. Well, don't take that back. I thought I poured it all in. Let's get a little bit. Clean that mess up afterwards. So that should get us going on all of that. Oh, there's a little hand cart there that you're not supposed to drive over, obviously. One. Okay, so all of our greenhouses should be running now. No red dots in sight. Distributors fine. Wood chippers just about. There's plenty of wood chips for the moment. Plants are good there. Our BGA doesn't have any product in it, but we've got a little bit of digestate for when we come to. I'm planning to put that on the cornfields. Probably should have done it before I ploughed, but never mind. I think we agreed that was the plan last time. I just forgot. Although the cornfield's going to need every last drop we've got of it, so it'd be kind of nice to get a fraction more. But let's head over now and take the milk. We can have a quick squiz at the modifications I did to the train to make that work. And then we'll come back and put that pig pen in and put some, just redistribute our pigs in a fashion that works for us. There we go, 4,000 litres of milk, that'll do. I didn't get a chance. Were there any interesting mods that came out overnight? I quite like the look of the individual. I think I might have mentioned it last week, the individual sprayer and so you can see over there, sorry, I'm just going to change my line of thought. And so it's a bit bumpy for the train. There's a bump I've got to fix right in the center. But basically what I've done is change the grade from about there all the way up the hill. So I've taken out the sharp pinch that the train was getting stuck on there. And from this distance, it doesn't look too bad. I've managed to, I'm pretty pleased. I've managed to keep the track roughly level with the ground. If you go and look a bit closer, it doesn't look quite so good. So this section here, I've got, and what's interesting is it's not that break in the tracks, that because the train doesn't actually run on the tracks, they run on the spline. But that's the worst one, I think. All the rest I've got pretty darn close. That one's up a little bit. That one's getting better. And then around the corner here, these all aren't too bad at all. So all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it. I certainly learnt quite a lot trying to get it sorted out, and boy is it fiddly trying to do it after the event. I'm sure it's a little bit easier if you do it in the right sequence, making your map, because you're not trying to repair changes in the middle of a circuit. But at least now the train works. So it's just a little bit of colour and movement around the place. And given we're not driving past, it's not like those errors in it hit you in the face all the time. Or at least it's less so than when you're driving past it and it's stationary, stuck on the hill. Right, so we can drive through here. The bakery had the best price, but I am almost certain it's full. I don't know, maybe not today. Okay, we'll sell to the bakery. Excellent. There we go. 3,000 plus a little bit of for the environment, so that's all good. We can check in the sales at the shop. I don't know that we need anything at Fent. It'd be a little bit of overkill for us. Nice to have, but a little bit beyond us. That's if I wasn't trying to get enough cash for to expand the land, I'd probably consider that Breedle just as a lime spreader. I also learnt in the process of getting the train sorted how the pedestrian splines work. So if I get inspired, I might mess with those a little bit. I certainly know how to add them, and I wouldn't mind doing an experiment on configuration, because I don't know how they affect the performance of the map. So there's obviously a lot of settings which affect the density of people in certain areas and how they behave. So kind of curious to see how that works. This looks like as good a map as any to fiddle with that, so I might do that. Now we'll stop them in the easiest way to do that. I can't they don't have collisions, so the only way to stop them is to break the path that they're walking along. And if the splines are connected, then it seems they continue along path, so would require some logic. I can certainly reduce the frequency at which they walk out in front of you. Right, so let's put that there. Now over here, so if we just, next order of business is our pig pen. Jason, g'day, welcome along, great to have you in. So what we're going to do is just see here, and let's just save first, just in case. Now, animals, sheep, no, try pigs. That's the one we want, and he fits, I think. How far past he goes? 1.5 past. So he fits kind of on there like so. So what I need to do is put the fence in first. Oh, and the fence has got to come down to that washout down here somewhere. We're going to put a gate in the front side. Where are the... Let's put the markers on, rather than guess that I know where the markers are for these. Animals, pigs. Right. So the gate needs to be at the right hand end if we can. Yeah, that might be a flat enough section up there to put a gate in. So if we do something like, now the fence we're using is the same one we've got on the other pig pen. If we run you across something like so. Yeah. And then we put a gate. You're going to happily run in there. And then we go a little bit further with the fence. And it doesn't matter that it's not perfect. So, like so. And then we take our pig pen and we whack you down here. And the tricky bit is we want to get the triggers on the outside and the feed troughs on the inside. Thereabouts. Like something like so, and then we turn on free placement. We go bingo, bango, bongo. And see how we did. And we've got triggers outside the gate. The gate is pretty much in the right spot. We can come up here and turn you off. Maybe. Ah, that's what I want to do. Hit the right button. So now We have a look. That doesn't look too bad. So what we should be able to do is decorate it up a little bit. Landscaping plants. We don't necessarily want the plants down the front. There wouldn't be many plants in the pig pen, would there? But there might be some on the side here. Let's put a couple just there we go. And now we want some a bit more mud. Animal mud, that'll do. So there'd definitely be mud over here. And stripes. In the pen. I think, yeah, that's better. We can do some plants. Down there. Okay, that's kind of looking the part, I reckon. So we have our overflow pig pen. It now requires some food, which is a complication, but let's get water in there first. Water. You can go and get some water. Part of my rationale for doing the pig pen that way was that it's kind of like the first batch of pigs, 50 pigs that we get an extra $100 a piece pays for pretty much half of what I just did. So we don't have to get too much further into the development to pay for the overflow area. That's right, this is the world's slowest fill. Let's save there and turn those off. We'll get some water in there. We'll take a little bit of food. We might have to go into town and buy some more pig food. Which isn't a problem. We're going to be left blind for a while because we ran out. We just clearly can't grow enough to support our pig population. It's only lasting us half a year. Which probably means that I'm running too many pigs generally, but I was trying to, in a hurry, getting to the Oh, that's great, Scooter. Look forward to seeing it. we can, there's plenty of places we can add the butcher. Yeah, that looks much better with the train zooming across there. Can we get across before he gets back the other way? Just. The road doesn't look too bad. Now, water's the second one, isn't it? And now we'll find out how close I managed to get to the fence. Oh, excellent. That's what we want. What I have found when you're doing it that way is you really got to make sure this area is level. Those triggers that are on those troughs are very sensitive. You made it profitable at the realistic animal ages. Okay, cool. Well, we can certainly experiment. And what I might do... Well, let's take the water back, because is anything else we've got going need water at present? You already have water. You don't need water. You need water. So let's go up and tip the last little bit into the sheep. Yeah, so those free range animal pens are really handy. I just find that the simple one, triggers are just a fraction small. And so if your land's not quite level along those troughs, you can get yourself in a tricky situation when you plant your when you position your fence that you can't quite get close enough to the trigger. Right. Let's put the water tanker back where it belongs. And sort out which truck. Change gear. So let's just take the Bremer over and get 8 bags. That might be the way to do it. We can send you drive to the garden center. No, we want to drive you to vehicle buy sell. The train will be gone. You only cross the train line once, so that'll be okay. We need... Where is the other tractor? It must be around here somewhere. Where is the John Deere? No, you're stuck on a tree. Let's put you down. Nearest waypoint, recommence. There we go. There's the John Deere hiding in the shed over there. I actually put it away out of the weather. Can't believe I did that. No wonder I couldn't find it. That road's a bit bumpy up there. Some flattening may be required. Leave that there. Not at all. This guy will do. Oh, do I want to use that? No, doesn't matter. It's just a little bit slower. We haven't used this guy for a little while. I don't think I'm doing too badly at keeping my yard tidy-ish. That pig pen came up all right. Looks like it fits in there. Doesn't look hideous. So let's get some of this brewer's grain off the ground. Come on. Not quite as much mud, no. I want to be a little bit careful because the food trigger is pretty low volume on this. I want to make sure I've got enough space for enough food groups to keep them healthy at least through the overnight process. Turn out. G. Why are you not giving me a trigger? Oh, you're going in there. That should have given us... It won't tell us anything until we put a pig in there. Let's pull you back out of the way. Now the trickiest part of this process is going to be sorting the pigs out because we don't necessarily get all the information we would like. Now, where's that train? Not quite on the trigger. There we go. Let's see what I mean. Now, there we go. 3 months. I think it's the 12-month-olds that are about to... Oh, there we go. We can see the reproduction there. I've got to read the screen properly. So... I'm thinking the best thing to do is to put the pigs that are going to reproduce into there. It'll still mean the newborn piglets are impacted in price, but we can then make a decision about the best way to manage. So let's select you and take a trailer full. Can't quite swing around there, so we'll go back this way. We want to come up that road anyway, so they look amazingly clean when you look at them in the trailer like that. That's a very good point, Scooter. That's a very good point. We'll certainly leave the oldest, because that way we get the best read on their value if we want to sell any of the older ones. Oh. You'll lose out on the fertilizer aspect. You let me. Why can't I change the volume here? I want to unload all of them. It's very odd. I've got more than one pig in the trailer. Select there. That's better. I didn't have the husbandry, so move 20 across. So I'll lose out on the fertilizer aspect. I don't understand. Scooter? So if I go here, so we've now got 20 animals in there. They've got a little bit of food. And where are we here? We've only got one food group, so we need to get a couple more food groups, which is okay. We can deal with that. So those 20 are going to generate potentially another 80 piglets, which will fill that in. Let's... And then this pen's got 185, and if I let the 20 in there breed, they're going to go into overcrowding anyway. So I suspect... I think the way to achieve what I'm going for is to destock the new pen just a fraction. I'll explain my logic in a second. I'm just working it through in my head. What are you doing? Is that ground not level there? No, it is not. How about that? Come on. Bucket madness. Long term, yes. But if so, okay, now I understand. So long term, absolutely. However, if I leave my pregnant pigs or about to give birth pigs in there, they will overstock that pen, which impacts the health of all the animals in there, which I think is unavoidable given the capacity that I've got. So I'll explain my logic of what I'm thinking in just a second, now that I've managed to get that bit of feed off the ground. OH&S guys that have a field day with the working this pen this way, but nothing for it. So my logic here so I've got 205 pigs and only 40 odd of them are about to reproduce. All right, there's 20 up there. There's one there. And there's 24 there. So my rationale is either way, I have to have some breed in the big pen because I don't have enough room to move the other 160 into this pen. And so what I'm thinking here is, well, if I take a punt on how many they're going to breed, and and I took 20 to start with, but 20 is going to make easily 80 piglets, which will take me over the capacity of this pen. So if I drop it back to say 16, then the 16 won't do 5 for 1, so they'll stay under. G'day, Farmer Ed, welcome along. I'm not. So 1 pig is about to reproduce. 24 pigs are about to reproduce. And the 20 pigs in here are about to reproduce. So that's 40. 44 to be precise. So what I'm thinking is if I take a couple of pigs out of here, then yes, I'll go into an overcrowded situation up there, but at least the 80 or so piglets that are born in here will be at full price and we can sell those off. So that way I get maximum price for the maximum number of new piglets, and when we get to that point, then we can take stock of what we do next to get everything back in balance. Because if, let's say I sell 8 pigs out of here, then we've got enough space to spread them out again, and that's when we can see we're going to have more pigs that give birth the following month. So the short answer is I'm probably just running too much stock, and that's where your butcher's mod might come in quite handy. Oh, what photo contest did you win, Mark? Not even aware there was a photo contest. Not that I'm any good at photos. That's Mrs. Steele's role in life is photography. So I'm thinking I'm going to go and get 4 out of that I just put down there and just reduce it back to 16 and see what happens. Ah, the Argsy Gaming one. I must have missed that. I have no recollection at all. Not that it would have made any difference, because I wouldn't naturally think of doing a photo. What did you take a photo of, Mark Haythornwaite? Thank you. Get the bum of that trailer closer to the gate. There we go. No. So I think I want to take 4 out. That'll do. Let's see what happens with this lot. Farmer Ed, thank you very much for your comment. I always get tangled up with selections, and my brain works faster than my fingers. Let's put in the husbandry, right. So let's just go over to the, we'll leave that trailer there with that on. Oh no, because you're going to be in the way, aren't you? You can sit up there, put you down. Get a tire tread full of manure. Just spread manure all over the farm tracks. Good trick. Get you out of the way. Yes, the side road one. That's what I'm talking about. My mouse hand gets carried away when I'm trying to do those things, and I end up with selections that I didn't want, and then I tangle auto drive up, and basically it's just user incompetence. So we're going over to buy some food. Oh, we've got a bunch of produce there to sell if we got bored too. Right. So we want some pig food. I determined that the bags are cheaper than the pallets. Let's get 8, just because we're here. Yes, I did. Oh, I add odd tracks in all the time, Ed. Must be very frustrating for you as an expert watching amateurs fiddle with courses. I get there in the end. Just And I forget the commands because I'm not using it all the time, so that doesn't help either. But yes, John, it's pretty much a certainty I'm going to get hit by the train at some point now that I've reactivated it. Where are we? We're at Jan. We're almost at the end of the day. You're trundling around getting the ploughing done. You're on the headlands, so... Oh, not quite. You must be just about finished the up and downs. How can I get you in coming from this direction? Possibly. The 4 nearest the fence will work. Oh, absolutely. I understand perfectly, Ed. I've watched enough of your stuff that I now know what I'm trying to do. It's just, can I remember how to do it? So... Now, that's probably filled up the food bin there, I'd reckon. Let's have a look. We should rename that when we get a chance. It has. That did a pretty good job. So we've got a balanced food. So they're going to come back with the passage of time to health, one would imagine. Let's get rid of these into the main pen. And as John pointed out, let's not park on the tracks there. I'm thinking of increasing the capacity of this pen and doing a little edit to the mod to duplicate the silo here, just sort of simulate an increase in the food capacity that this pen can handle. We'll see how we go. You sure you've got enough on, Ed? That sounds like a very full agenda. I also found that tutorial vids take quite a lot of time. It's not as simple as just sitting down and recording it. And what am I doing? I want to go this way, I think. So let us we can turn you off. So let's take stock. Where are we up to? We've got produce to sell for next time. Or next game day. Let's... I think we've done everything. Let's just roll the clock forward a little bit and see if in a couple of hours' time the pigs recover their health, yeah, that's the bit, Ed, that I think is the time-consuming part, is to figure out and practice your delivery enough that you get the message crisp and sharp. And I find it always takes more goes than I expect. Now, what's happening here? So the health is still not back here, which is annoying. What's happening here? They've got everything that they need. Oh, that's the other one. I think we just have to roll forward the day and see what happens. They'll either breed or they won't. There's a reasonable chance they'll get to full health by midnight. So we'll find out. We'll learn something. Everything else I think we've done for the day. That ploughing can finish next game day, so let's go and roll a clock. Let's see what happens. Where are we here? Go up there and down to there. Let's roll it to 7 and then we can find daylight. Sounds like a plan. Few overnight costs, as you can see now, because we've got a bunch of things happening. Best thing we could do is get rid of some of our rental equipment or leased equipment. Okay, so let's find out. Well, let's do one thing first. Well, I just remembered it. I want to rename that. What do we call the overflow pen? Pig extension. There we go. So let's find out what mess we made. The free bacon. Pig overflow pen. Yeah, close. Fattening lot. We could get something more creative. Rigsby's. Rigsby's. I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't. So what happened here? So they're back at 100% health. They did reproduce because that where there was 1 is now 5. And where there was, and we've got 97 piglets in there, which are at 70%, and they're going to fall. So those piglets are at 82, whereas the ones in the piglet yard, so our 16 produced 67, and they're also at 82. So it didn't make any difference to those. English breakfast, yes. Now English breakfast I like. So we now have lots of pigs in the other one, and their health is going to drop because of the overstocking, I suspect. Let's go over there and have a look. So I guess that one pretty well because, oh no, they're at 80, no, so that's a bit lower. So I got a little bit of capacity in there. And where are we here? And this is completely overstocked. So I need to get some pigs out of there. Let's how did that happen? How did I get to 432 animals in there? Something wonky has happened. Something wonky has happened here. How have I got? Yeah. It's done it twice. So I'm pretty sure that we've had a double. We've had multiple births because we've got more piglets than we know what to do with here. Not quite sure how that's happened. It looks like 2 lots gave birth at once. So we had a set of pigs that were due to reproduce the following month. It looks like they've all reproduced in that day change, which is how we've ended up with 4 billion piglets. So what I need to do is get rid of a lot of pigs. So my guess is there was a bug situation caused by the fact that reproduction was paused on one lot, and so when they got back to full health, it somehow processed them twice. Interesting. I'll get off there. You are not actually attached. Amazing bearings on that device. Rolls indefinitely once you touch it. See you, Ed. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in. Much appreciated. So we need, goodness me, lots of trips to the animal dealer. I think it's going to be free bacon for a while. I definitely need a bigger trailer. For what do we got here? I wish it'd tell me how many of them were in each category, but it doesn't really matter, does it? We know we've got to sell lots of them. How is there only 14 of those? Okay. No train coming. So you can head up to... where are we? Animal dealer. Why do you want a repair station? Let's go to settings. Automatic refueling, no. Automatic repairing, no. That would be the reason. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's get some money happening. Farmers market, FM3 sell, and off you go. Right, let's go back over. Oh, you've recommenced all on your own, so that's good. So you're coming along nicely. So the pig population explosion I guess is a nice problem to have. It's just we're not set up for it. Well, that yard will advance nicely for it. We don't have to do anything in there for 4 months. We've just got to get back into a reasonable stocking level in this yard. The other interesting thing is it's not supposed to... I suppose 432 was the max. So for some reason it allowed expansion up to the max. I have got my eye on a bigger trailer, John. The one I'm keen to ultimately get, which I think fits in with the map fairly well, is this guy. One of the Michelettos, which will take 50. But it needs a truck. And we don't have one of those either, so... yeah, that priority is ahead of us. And unfortunately at $80 a piglet, they don't quite make enough money. There we go, that's what I want. Let's roll you forward a little bit. Select, sell, yes. Oh, that was the 14. they don't quite make us enough money to justify leasing a truck and trailer. Exactly. So we'll just have to, I think what I'll do is I'll sort it out between streams. I'll keep it, I won't spend all my time doing it now. I'll keep this roughly ferrying backwards and forwards. We could definitely sell the elder ones. We could certainly sell a load of the older ones. Even so, that's only 12 grand. We'll get some of the trees sold. We probably need to spread some digestate on that cornfield too. Is the other activity for the day. Got a little bit of fabric there. I don't know what the fabric prices are like. Fabric 52.34. So yeah, well, not surprisingly, it's a little off its maximum, but it comes up in a couple of months' time. So no train. Goodness me. Bounce out of line. Just get you over a fraction. That's better. How many of those have we got? 13-month-olds. See, they're only a few months off there. They really increase in value in the sort of the next 5 or 6 months, which was kind of what I was hanging out for. How many of them are there? That screen is really unhelpful. 695. There's 5 of those. I suppose there's not enough. Oh, there's 24 there. Let's do a load of the older ones, because I am keen to get land as well. And the one thing we know about pigs is they're going to breed enough to recover. So the train snuck up on us. What are you doing? Oh, you're stuck. Because the forklift's just in your turning arc. Even though it's not really, but... Back you go. And you need to go to potted tree load, which is there when you've finished unloading. What do you mean you can't reach it? Of course you can reach it. For God's sake. You're quite capable of getting out of there normally. Now what are you caught on? Right, now let's go and move that forklift. Take a pallet of produce across with us. Come on, lovey. You're in the way. Problem is we've developed to the point we've got all this stuff to sell. There's no time for farming. It's just a February thing. Okay, we've got some pigs up at the market. We've got these can sit here. Move you back out of the way, which should mean the truck can get in next time he comes. Drive you forward. So the more valuable ones, that was better yields. Crankies, 13,000 for that lot. 14,000 in fact. So can I get you back to the pigsty? Just in time. To load some trees on. Probably got enough to fill it, I'd reckon. Go pretty close. Ploughman finished also. Excellent. That's what we want to hear. So we can put the plough away for the minute until we can buy those fields. We're getting in much closer financially. We'll have enough here to fill that. So you can go back. You should be able to get in this time. FM tree sell. That's going to go very close with that load to being enough cash to buy the fields. So let's go over to the plough. Well spotted, John. It's all happening. Pop in there. Now, where did we put that slurry spreader? Did we leave it up the top? Got to find somewhere to put those two implements. They're annoying there. You're parked over the tracks now, aren't you? So it might be an idea to move you. Gonna have to change my auto drive route for the pigsty now that the train's working. It feels busy. No, that was just in time. Now, I think I parked it around here. I'm hoping that's where I'm going to find it. There it is. Why are you not activating the... What? I've not had trouble with that before. Interesting. Oh. And then it finally triggered. Where is the digestate load point? There. Okie dokie. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I sent him to FM wait. Never mind. Sort that out in a minute. Well, this is the first time I think I've ever spread digestate. I've spread slurry plenty of times, but I've never actually used a BGA on another map, and therefore I've never had digestate to spread. Yeah, I figured as much. And given that it said 40,000 litres for this field, so it's kind of like, well, that's 5 tanker loads. But that's okay. It's not too bad. I don't reckon it's spreading as quick as my recollection of slurry was. Now it could be because it's not applying a lot. If we had silty clay here, we might be tipping a bunch more in. Three-quarters of a lap. It's not too bad at all, really. Almost a full lap. There we go. It'll leave me a nice little spot where I can get into the field and go around without having to drive through it. So I covered it on the earlier stream, but based on feedback, I've made the adjustments. So on Thursday afternoon, evening, Friday morning's stream, we will be going to the Oaks. So it'll be 2 streams a week at the Oaks and 1 stream here. So this will be the regular time slot for the Newlands stream going forward, and we'll see how that goes for a few weeks. I think that'll work quite nicely. My intention here is we'll be able to bump forward a little bit, so we've got a load of trees over at the market ready to sell, so that'll take us up to 60 grand. We've got a bunch of pigs more to sell to get our stocking levels back down. And I think I am going to modify the fertility rates of the pigs just to bump them down just a fraction. Or a fraction further. But that'll give us enough money to buy the next block of land, which is what we want. This is going on pretty well, so I'm pleased with that. Yeah, so when we get in on for next week's stream on here, I'll have moved us forward into March so that we can start planting the fields. We'll have a new field to prep, and we should be at least back to just fully stocked our pig pens rather than overstocked, which is where we are, or substantially overstocked, which is where we are at the minute. So we'll manage it from there. And the way things are going, when we get to the April/May, that's when we'll have a pretty reasonable haul of fabric to sell, and hopefully that'll give us some funds to buy yet another field, because it's quite clear that we need more land in order to be able to support our main pig pen population. All nice problems to have. And on the oaks, in Friday's episode, hopefully we'll have some silage fermented and we can move forward a little bit. Get out of the snow season. There we go. 5 loads is. Let's go over and just duck into our. I put a weight point there. So if I accidentally, as I did, sent it to the wrong point. So it wouldn't sell. Oh, that'd be great, John. Oh, what am I doing? Not paying attention. Yeah, I've put the pressure on, you see, Cranky. That's always the risk if people are having to catch up. Yesterday's stream was a little bit of a grind because of the weather and the tasks. Did you get far enough to notice that I'd taken your advice and grabbed the Fiat? In British Racing Green, of course. I definitely need a set of weights for the Oaks, that's for sure. The Putney's making this equipment work with not all the right bits and pieces is a bit challenging. Okay, so right. It is a shame that it's not a Bedford. A Bedford would be ideal, but I haven't seen one. They're probably kicking around on sites that I don't go to. Now, let's just have a look at the map here. There's 60 grand. Where does that get us? The field I want, or the fields I want are the next to these two. I need 90 for 151. Yes, the snow was, I can imagine the snow was very distracting. I underestimated how long it would take me to get that silo compacted after I filled it. So I was trying to guess at leaving just one trailer loads on the field, and in the end I left a little more than that, and so that increased the pickup time, which then increased the amount of time still to do the compaction. So I just didn't judge that well enough. I was expecting to get furthest through it. But you live and learn. Well, this is going on here quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with that. With any luck, the next tank will go awfully close to finishing it. I've not used Easy Dev to control the weather, and part of me was kind of happy to see the snow because it kind of fitted the story that was running in my head, but I can imagine it didn't make for the best viewing. Okay, let's just keep going across there like so. I was trying to avoid having to drive on it to get out, but I'm not going to be able to. I wasn't shivering either. Okay, one more tank. We'll get this job done. If there's another tank left in the... What is that, 4 I've done? Is this the 5th one? We'll know in a minute. If I only get half a tank of digestate. Yeah, that's a good point, John. You think this will be the 4th one? Okay, in that case we'll get a full one. We'll be able to tell. Yep, I reckon this is the 4th one because there was only 41,000 litres, so that must be 36. So it's ended up going a fraction further than I expected, but that's a good deal because we've got... I mean, we're in essence self-sufficient now because we've got enough animals to produce enough manure to make solid fertilizer. We're growing the barley, which gives us seed, and we've got the slurry producing digestate, which is doing a good half of our field. So it's all coming together fairly well. That's interesting. Precision farming doesn't stop you going over areas that you've already done. Yes, it does. It's just the animation doesn't stop. So it looks like I'm spraying, but I'm not losing any volume. Yeah, so I reckon I've got enough trees bagged up in the garden centre to sell to get the money for that block of land. So we'll definitely get that sorted before Friday. Yeah, so the animation's still running there, but we're not actually reducing any volume in the tank. There we go. Get these couple little patches. Not just spread it all over everything. There we go. My equipment. Oh, it might be time for some of that bacon for breakfast. What do you reckon? I think that's a wrap for this field. There's a little bit. While we got it on, let's just drive up and do that. And the corner. Seeing it's glinting in the sunlight. Oh, see, I'm not a sauce on bacon sort of person. Isn't it interesting? I just like my my bacon and eggs as they come out. Bacon buddies for supper. Yes. No worries. Well, we might leave that here. Thank you everyone very much for watching. I'll see you on the Oaks for most of you on Thursday afternoon, evening. A couple of folks it'll be Friday morning like it will be for me. So have a great week everyone. Thanks for watching. See ya.